This play is sponsored by the California Civil Liberties Public Education Program, a state-funded grant project of the California State Library.
This is LA Theater Works. I'm Susan Loewenberg. Now, LA Theater Works continues with Zoot Suit by Luis Valdez.
Guachamos Pachucos, los vatos, the dudes. Street corner warriors who fought and moved like unknown soldiers in wars of their own. El Pueblo de Los was the battle zone. From Sleepy Lagoon to the Zoot Suit Wars, when Marines and sailors made their scores, stomping like Nazis on East LA. Pero ¿saben qué? That's later in the play. Let's pick it up in prison. We'll begin this scene inside the walls of San Quentin.
All right, people! Lock up!
San Quentin, California, March 3rd, 1943. Dear family, coming in from the yard in the evening, we are quickly locked up in our cells. And the clank and locking of the door leaves one with a rather empty feeling. You are standing up to the iron door, waiting for the guard to come along and take count, listening as his footsteps fade away in the distance. By this time, there's a tense stillness that seems to crawl over the cell block. You realize you are alone. So all alone.
This all sounds rather tragic, doesn't it?
But here comes the guard again, and he calls your number out in a loud voice.
24, 545!
Reyna!
24, 546!
Castro!
24, 547!
Roberts!
24, 548!
Torres!
You jump to your feet, stooping to pick up the letter.
Or perhaps several letters.
You're really excited as you take the letters from the envelope.
The censor's already broke the seal when he reads it.
You make a mental observation to see if you can recognize the handwriting on the envelope.
It's always nice to hear from home. Or a close comrade.
Friends that you know on the outside.
Or perhaps it's from a stranger.
Dear boys, announcing the publication, mimeograph, of the Appeal News, your very own newsletter, to be sent to you twice a month for the purpose of keeping you reliably informed of everything. The progress of the Sleepy Lagoon Defense Committee, we have a name now, and of course, the matter of your appeal. Signed, your editor, Alice Bloomfield. The Appeal News, Volume 1, Number 1, April 7th, 1943. Boys, you can, you must, and you will help us on the outside by what you do on the inside. Don't forget what you do affects others. You have no control over that. When the time comes, let us be proud to show the record. Signed, your editor.
April 10th, 1943, dear Miss Bloomfield. I have discovered from my wife that you are conducting door-to-door fundraising campaigns in Los Angeles. She doesn't want to tell you, but she feels bad about doing such a thing. It's not our custom to go around the neighborhoods asking for money.
Dear Smiley, of course I understand your feelings.
I don't want my wife going around begging.
It's not begging, it's fundraising.
I don't care what you call it. If that's what it's going to take, then count me out.
All right. I won't bother your wife if she really doesn't want me to, okay?
April 18th, 1943. Dear Alice, trying to find the words and expression to thank you for your efforts in behalf of myself and the rest of the vatos makes me realize what a meager vocabulary I possess.
Dear Tommy, your vocabulary is just fine. Better than most.
Most what?
People.
Listen, Alice. I don't want to be treated any different than the rest of the vatos, see? Don't expect me to talk to you like some square Anglo, some pinche gabacho. You just better find out what it means to be Chicano. And it better be pretty damn quick.
Look, Tommy, I
know what you're trying to do for us. And that's read, see? Shit. Most patties would probably like to see us locked up for good. I've been in jail a couple times before, but never nothing this deep. Strange, ain't it? The trial in Los. I don't really know what happened or why, and I don't give a shit what the paper said. We didn't do half the things I read about. I also know that I'm here just because I hung around with Mexicans or Pachucos. Well, just remember this, Alicia. I grew up right alongside most of these vatos. And I'm Pachuco too. Simon, esa, you better believe it.
May 1st, 1943. Dear Alice, darling, I can't help but spend my time thinking about you. Hey, how about sending us your letra? That is your photograph. Even though Tommy would like one of Rita Hayworth, he's always chasing Mexican skirts. Ha, ha. I'd prefer to see your sweet face any day.
Dear Joey, thank you so much. I really appreciated receiving your letter.
That's all right, Grandma. You mind if I call you Grandma?
No.
Eres una ruca de aquellas.
I'm what?
A ruca, a fine chick.
Ruca.
De aquellas.
De aquella.
Oh, all right, I'll read it. You got it. P.S. Did you forget the photograph?
Dearest Joey, of course not. Here it is, attached to a copy of the Appeal News. I'm afraid it's not exactly a pinup.
Alice, honey, you're a doll.
The Appeal News, Volume 1, Number 3, May 5th, 1943. Dear boys, feeling that El Cinco de Mayo is a very appropriate day, the CIO radio program, Our Daily Bread, is devoting the entire time this evening to a discussion of discrimination against Mexicans in general and against you guys in particular.
May 17th, 1943. Dear Miss Bloomfield, I understand you are coming up to Q this weekend and I would like to talk to you in private. Can you arrange it?
Yes, I can. What can I do for you, Henry?
For me? Ni madre.
I don't understand.
I wanted you to be the first to know, Alice. I'm dropping out of the appeal.
You're what?
I'm bailing out, esa. Dropping out of the case, see?
Henry, you can't.
Why can't I?
Because you'll destroy our whole case. If we don't present a united front, how can we ask the public to support us?
That's your problem. I never asked for their support. Just count me out.
Henry, please, think about what you're saying. If you drop out, the rest of the boys will probably go with you. How can you even think of dropping out of the appeal? What about George and all the people that have contributed their time and money in the past few months? You can't just quit on them.
Oh, no. Just watch me.
If you felt this way, why didn't you tell me before?
Why didn't you ask me? You think you can just move in and defend anybody you feel like? When did I ever ask you to start a defense committee for me, or a newspaper, or a fundraising drive, and all that other shit? I don't need defending esa. I can take care of myself.
But what about the trial, the sentence? They gave you life imprisonment.
It's my life!
Henry, honestly, are you kidding me?
You think so?
But you've seen me coming and going, writing to you, speaking for you, traveling up and down the state. You must have known I was doing it for you. Nothing has come before my involvement, my attachment, my passion for this case. My boys mean everything to me.
My boys? My boys? Now what the hell are we, your personal property? Well, let me set you straight, lady. I ain't your boy.
You know I never meant it that way.
You think I haven't seen through your bullshit? Always so concerned. Come on, boys. Speak out, boys. Stand up for your people. Will you leave my people out of this? Can't you understand that?
No, I can't understand that.
You're just using Mexicans to play politics.
Henry, that is the worst thing that anyone has ever said to me.
Who are you going to help next, huh? The colored people?
No, as a matter of fact, I've already helped the colored people. What are you going to do next? Go to the gas chamber?
Now, what the hell do you care?
I don't!
So get the hell out of here!
You think you're the only one that doesn't want to be bothered? You ought to try working in the Sleepy Lagoon defense office for a few months. All the haggling, the petty arguments, the lack of cooperation. I wanted to quit 1,000 times. What the hell am I doing here? They're coming at me from all sides. You're too sentimental and emotional about this, Alice. You're collecting money and turning it over to the lawyers while the families are going hungry. They're saying you can't be trusted because you're a communist, because you're a Jew. Okay. If that's the way they feel about me, then to hell with them. I hate them too. I hate their language. I hate their enchiladas. And I hate their goddamn mariachi music.
All right. Now you sound like you mean it.
I do.
Okay. Now we're talking straight.
I guess I have been sounding like some square patty chick. But you haven't exactly been Mr. Cool yourself, Ese.
So let's say we're even Steven.
Fair enough. I don't really hate enchiladas. It's huevos rancheros I can't stand.
Pues, how about huevos pachucos?
What now?
Why don't you two bury the hatchet, if you know what I mean?
Can I tell George you'll go on with the appeal?
Yeah. I know there are a lot of people out there who are willing and trying to help us. People who feel our conviction was an injustice. People like George and you. Well, the next time you see them, tell them Hank Reyna sends his thanks.
Why don't you tell him?
Are you getting wise with me again?
If you write an article, and I know you can, we'll publish it in the People's World. What do you say?
Article? Pues who told you could read and write, baboso?
Chale.
I'm serious. Why don't you give it a try?
I'll think about it. Listen, you think you and I could write each other outside the newsletter?
Sure.
Then it's a deal.
I'm glad we're going to be communicating. I think we're going to be very good friends.
You think so?
I know so.
Time, miss.
I gotta go. Think about the article, okay? I gotta go, boys!
Goodbye, Grandma. Say hello to Bertha for me.
And to my wife.
Give my love to Lupe.
Time!
I gotta go. Goodbye. Goodbye, boys!
See you, Grandma.
Hey, you say, she loves me.
Chale, puto. She loves me.
Have you forgotten what happened at the trial, Issei? You think the appeals court is any different? Some patty judge sitting in the same fat-ass judgment of your fate.
Come on, Issy. Give me a break.
Ooh, pues one break coming up.
Wreck time!
Keep your eyes on the ball. Get your back against the wall. Let the rhythm of each stroke become your pleasure. Use your mind. Concentrate. You must win this bout with fate, or become a prisoner of its hold forever. Handball. Handball. Watch the way it comes reflecting off the wall. It's how you play the game that shapes your life.
Rally, baboso, where the hell did you learn to play handball? Vámonos. You're up, Issy. Vamos.
Now you've got time on your hands, so wise up and be a man, and define the game according to your rules. So just get hip, get in step, for the pace is yours to set, and you alone control the tempo of the rhythm. Handball, handball, watch the way it comes reflecting off the wall. Handball, handball, for it's how you play the game that shapes your life. For it's how you play the game that shapes your life. For it's how you play the game that shapes your life.
Reyna, Castro, Roberts, Torres. You got a visitor.
Orale, cheers!
George! Hey, guys! How y'all doing? You boys staying in shape?
You're looking at the hero of the San Quentin athletic program, right, vatos?
10 rounds with the busted ankle.
Simon, and I won the bout too. I'm the terror of the flyweights, the killer fly.
Yeah, they got us doing everything, Shearer. Baseball, basketball.
Watch repairing.
Watch repairing?
I'm also learning to improve my English and my arithmetic.
Ha! Warden Duffy has quite a program. I hear he's a good man.
Simon, he's a good man. We've learned our lesson, boy. Well, anyway, I've learned my lesson. No more pachuquismo for me. Too many people depending on us to help out. The raza there in Los, the whole Southwest, Mexico, and South America. Like you and Grandma say, this is the people's world. If you get us out of here, pues I figure the only thing I can do is become a union organizer. Or go into Major League Baseball.
Baseball!
Simón, you're looking at the first Mexican Babe Ruth. Or maybe Babe Root. Get it, Root?
Hey, how about Baby Zoot, huh?
Solid, Jackson.
Babe Zooter!
Solid Tootie, that's our read.
What about you, Henry? What have you been doing?
Time, George. I've been doing time.
Ain't it the truth?
Yeah, George, when you gonna spring us out of here, ese?
How's the appeal coming?
Not bad. Been a a development I have to talk to you about, but other than that...
Other than what?
Bad news?
Well, it all depends on how you look at it, Smiley. It really doesn't change anything. Work on the brief is going on practically day and night. The thing is, even with several lawyers on the case now, it'll still be several months before we file. I want to be honest about that.
Is that the bad news?
Not exactly. Sit down, boys. I really don't mean to make such a big deal out of this thing. The fact is, I'm still not quite used to the idea myself. You see, I've been drafted.
Drafted? Into the army? You?
That's right. I'm off to war.
But you're old, Cheer.
Why you, George? Why did they pick on you?
Well, Henry, I wouldn't say that they picked on me. There's a lot of men my age overseas. After all, it is wartime,
And you're the one that's handling our appeal.
We have other lawyers.
But you're the one that knows the case.
I knew you were going to take this hard. Believe me, Henry, my being drafted has nothing to do with your case. It's just a coincidence.
Like our being in here for life is a coincidence?
No.
Like our being hounded every goddamn day of our life is a coincidence?
Henry! It's useless anger, son, believe me. Actually, I'm very flattered by your concern, but I'm hardly indispensable.
What the hell are you talking about, George?
I'm talking about all the people trying to get you out. Hundreds, maybe thousands. Alice and I aren't the only ones. We got a heck of a fine team of lawyers working on the brief. With or without me, the appeal will be won. I promise you that.
It's no use, George.
I realize all that sounds pretty unconvincing under the circumstances, but it's true.
Those bastard cops are never going to let us out of here. We're in here for life, and that's it.
Do you really believe that?
Well, what do you expect me to believe?
I wish I could answer that, son, but that's really for you to say.
Time, counselor.
Coming. Listen. Boys, I don't know where in the world I'll be the day your appeal is won, and it will be won. Whether I'll be in the Pacific somewhere, or in Europe, or in a hole in the ground. But you take care of yourselves.
See you around, George.
So long, George.
Bye, Cheer.
Yeah. See you around. Henry. Goodbye, my friend. Good luck and God bless you.
God bless you too, George. Take care of yourself.
Say, George, when you get back from the war, we're going to take you out of town and blast some weed.
We'll get you a pair of buns you can hold in your hands.
I may just take you up on that.
All right. New work assignments. Everybody report to the jute mill. Let's go. What's the matter with you, Reyna? You got lead in your pants? I said let's go.
We're supposed to work in the mess hall.
You got a new assignment.
Since when?
Since right now. Get going.
Does the warden know about this?
What the hell do you care? You think you're something special? Come on, greaseball, move.
Make me, you bastard.
Oh, yeah? Back!
Back off! Back off! Don't be stupid.
Okay, Reyna. You got solitary. Bastard, huh? Into the hole! Line, greaseballs, move out! Quickly, quickly, you're too slow! Move, move, move!
Too bad, ese. He set you up again.
Solitary, you see. They gave me solitary.
You better get used to it, carnal. 'Cause that's what this stretch is gonna be about, see? You're in here for life, vato.
I can't accept it, see.
You've got to, Hank. Only this reality is real now. Only this place is real, sitting in the lonely cell of your will.
I can't see my hands.
Then tell your eyes to forget the light, ese. Only the hard floor is there, carnal. Only the cold, hard edge of this reality. And there is no time. Each second is a raw drop of blood from your brain that you must swallow, drop by drop. And don't even start counting, ese, or you'll lose your mind.
I gotta know why I'm here, ese. I gotta have a reason for being here.
You're here, Hank, because you chose to be. Because you protected your brother and your family, and nobody knows the worth of that effort better than you, ese.
I miss them, ese. My evitos, my carnalillo, my sis. I miss Della.
Forget them! Forget them all! Forget your family and the barrio beyond the wall!
There's still a chance I'll get out.
Fat chance!
I'm talking about the appeal!
And I'm talking about what's real, pues que traes, Hank. Haven't you learned yet?
Learn what?
Not to expect justice when it isn't there. No court in the land is gonna set you free. Learn to protect your loves by binding them in hate, say. Stop hanging on to false hopes. The moment those hopes come crashing down, you'll find yourself on the ground, foaming at the mouth como loco.
¿Sabes qué, ese? I got you all figured out. I know who you are, carnal. You're the one that got me here. My worst enemy. And my best friend. And you know what? You're me. So get lost. Get lost!
Órale pues! Don't take the pinchy place so seriously! Jesus! Es puro vacilón ese! Guacha! This is Los Carnal. You wanna see some justice for Pachucos? Check out what's happening back home today. The Navy has landed ese on leave with full pay, and war is breaking out on the streets of LA.
All right, boys, it's time for some R&R.
Yeah, let's go get smashed.
Órale, Rudy, you're looking pretty reed in your brother's tacuche, say.
My brother's tacuche. This is my zoot suit now, Bertha.
Forget whose suit it is. Let's just take a picture.
No. I'm gonna go get us something to drink. I'll be right back.
Hey, boys, look at them two hot enchiladas. Ooh, mama.
Hey, get your hands off me.
Hey, Toots, you get your mitts off that sailor.
Why don't you tell him to get his mitts off her ass, cabron?
Come on, senorita, give me some of that sweet brown sugar.
Hey, get your hands off my sister. What do we got, a wise guy?
You don't mess with the U.S. military, boy.
Screw you, you batty bastard!
Come on!
Órale pues, that's enough.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. North and South America and all the ships at sea. Let's go to press. Flash. Los Angeles, California, June 3rd, 1943. Serious rioting broke out here today as flying squadrons of Marines and soldiers joined the Navy in a new assault on Zulu-infested districts. A fleet of 20 taxicabs carrying some 200 servicemen pulled out of the Naval Armory in Chavez Ravine tonight and assembled a task force that invaded the east side barrio.
You got any balls in them funny pants, boy?
He thinks he's tough.
How about it, Lord Head? You a tough guy or just a draft dodger?
The zoot suiters, those gaming dandies.
Why don't you tell him what I really am, ese? Or how you've been forbidden to use the very word?
We're complying in the interests of the war.
How have you complied?
We're using other terms.
Like Pachuco and Zoot Suiter.
What's wrong with that? The zoot suit crime wave is even beginning to pull the war nose off the front page.
The press distorted the very meaning of the word zoot suit. All it is for you guys is another way to say Mexican without insulting your allies south of the border. But the ideal of the original Chuco was to look like a diamond, they say. It was to look sharp, hip, Bonnaroo, finding a style of urban survival in the rural skirts and outskirts of the brown metropolis of Los Cabron.
It's an affront to good taste.
Like the Mexicans, Filipinos, and blacks who wear them?
Yes.
And even the Mix and the Wops and the Jews are putting on the drape shade.
You're trying to outdo the white man in exaggerated white man's clothes.
Because everybody knows that Mexicans, Filipinos, and blacks belong to the huarache, the straw hat, and the dirty overall, que no?
You savages weren't even wearing clothes when the white man pulled you out of the jungle.
My parents are going without collars and cuffs, so you can wear that shit.
That's going too far, too goddamn far, and it's got to be stopped.
Why?
Don't you know there's a war on? Don't you fucking well know you can't get away with that shit? What are we fighting for if not to annihilate the enemies of the American way of life?
Let's tear it off his back.
Let's strip him!
Kill the Pachuco bastard!
Hey, Zooter! Come on, Zooter!
You think you're more important than the war, Zooter?
Let's see if you got any balls in them funny pants, boy.
Watch out for the knife!
Want a piece of
That's a
missing?
real Chongo monkey suit he's got on.
I bet he's half monkey, just like the flips and the niggers that wear them.
You trying to outdo the white man in them glad rags, Mex?
Come on,
Yeah, let's strip that funny looking
Choke him with his chain!
Look at his brown ass.
Take his pants off! Rip it off! Hey, what are you staring at me in there? Hey, give me the knife! Give me the knife! Hey, how do you like this haircut? Hey, what's that smell? I think he should have. All right, that's it, boys. He's stripped. He's naked as a Indian.
Ese, where you going, Ese? Come back, Ese.
This is LA TheaterWorks' production of Zoot Suit by Luis Valdez. Our story continues next time. I'm Susan Loewenberg, producing director of LA TheaterWorks.